Hello, my friends. Coach Blake here with Exp Realty, and I am talking to you, the aspiring realtor, or maybe the realtor that is looking for another strategy to take your business to the next level. It'll be a quick video today all about the underutilized tool of reverse prospecting. We'll talk about what it is, how it helps, and why you should use it to help take your business to the next level. So let's get into that right now. All right, before I get into the live demonstration of reverse prospecting, we're going to talk about what is reverse prospecting, if I can say it, and why use it. And if you hear a dog barking in the background, that's because this is real life, and there's dogs outside where I work. So if you hear that, that's great. If you hear children playing, they're out there riding their bikes, doing things. It's a great time to be in Northwest Arkansas with the fall upon us. Great weather outside, great colors, all that stuff. So if you hear any of that in the background, that's what's going on in my exciting world. But let's get right into this reverse prospecting. You can go down the list. I have 8 items here. As far as what it is, it's a powerful tool provided by your MLS. Okay, powerful tool provided by your MLS. That's going to give you the name, phone number, and email addresses of agents with buyers that match your listing. So it's a tab that you can go to, and if you have, so think of it this way, if you have a buyer, you're going to enter what they're looking for into the MLS to create an auto search email, and probably very loose criteria, maybe 3 to 5 beds, 2 to 4 baths. It's got to be something over 1,700 square feet, and some of your clients might have certain requirements like an acre or more or something, but you enter that in, and then properties that meet whatever criteria you put in for that buyer will be saved in an auto search, and then you can choose to either have the MLS send you those properties as soon as they're entered into the email, or send it to you and your clients, or just your clients, whatever you want to do. But that's what this is. So as a list agent on the other side, you get access to that agent that put that criteria in for his or her buyer. So you can see, you don't get to see the buyer or their criteria, but you do get to see an agent that has a buyer that in some way has needs that match up one way or another with your listing. So, and of course, one of my favorite parts is number 3 there. It shows you when a buyer has hearted your listing. So as soon as you put your listing in, if it's on an auto search that's sent, the agent has said to send these listings to my clients right away. If you have it, it'll send it out to that buyer, and if they see it and they love it, they're going to put a little heart on it, and that sends it to their agent. But you can see when somebody else's client has hearted your listing, and then you know to really bear down on that agent and say, hey, your client hearted this thing, they really want to see it, let me know what I can do to help facilitate a showing for your client on this one. So the hearted ones are great, and then they're on most of the MLSs, there's a little check mark. A buyer's agent can put in there that their buyer is pre-approved. And the only reason I can think to do that is to tell other agents, like, hey, if you have a listing that shows up on your reverse prospecting list, my buyer is pre-approved, and we'll definitely go ahead and we're serious buyers. We're ready to make an offer if we love the house. So definitely pay attention to the hearts and the check marks on your reverse prospecting list. As far as why use it, number 4 there to me is one of the biggest reasons why, and that's that 90% of today's buyers use a realtor to help them purchase a home. And as much as we want to get the buyer directly for our seller, the reality is another agent is probably going to bring that buyer. And 90% of buyers are using agents. So doesn't it just make sense that we would prospect other agents? As much marketing and as much work as we do to attract just the random buyer, we are more than likely going to get our buyer from another agent. So why wouldn't we go directly to the source? The MLS gives us our sale on a platter. It just takes a little bit of work to find the one. And we're already working anyway. Why not go directly to where we are most likely to get? It's like if you're walking around the desert and you're looking for water, are you going to go to the watering hole or are you going to go to the sand pit? I mean, why wander around in the sandy desert when you have a little pool there to drink from? 90%. So that is the biggest reason I like to use reverse prospecting. Look at these flies, unbelievable. Northwest Arkansas here. I'm going to get this one. Bam! All right, one less fly. So anyway. Number 5 there, it's a professional one-on-one communication with your colleagues. I go over this a little bit in the end, but it is very important that this reverse prospecting tool, it does not have a blast email option. So you have to go one by one, and you might be cut, copy, and paste. But it's one-to-one direct communication. It does not have a blast option directly from the MLS, and actually the way I use it is a text message. I take the phone number and I send out a website that I make. So, the text is copy and paste, and it just says something like, "Hey there, I saw on the reverse prospecting sheet that you may have a buyer that matched the listing I just put in the MLS. Here is the website. Please look it over, and if anybody, if your buyer has any interest, let me know. I would love to work with you." And that is a direct message. It's one-on-one communication. It elevates your profile in the eyes of your colleagues, and that makes a big difference when push comes to shove. Maybe a deal doesn't go all that well, but if we're both professionals on each side of the deal, we might be able to keep it together for our clients. And this goes a long way towards starting off a deal on the right foot by using this reverse prospecting tool. So that cannot be overstated, and it's something you almost have to live through to understand, but that is a big deal to me, the professional one-on-one communication with your colleagues. Number 6, you go ahead. I do this. I tell my sellers all the time, look at what I'm doing. I'll take a video just like this and I scroll up and down the list, and I'm telling them, like, this is something, I'm gonna go one by one through all of these agents that the MLS says they have buyers for your home. This matches your home. I'm gonna go one by one and I'm gonna find the buyer in this list. And if I don't, I'm gonna get the feedback. Why aren't they going to look at it? If I hear the same pattern over and over again, well, they think it's priced too high, or the pictures didn't show up very good, or whatever I'm hearing. It'll either we'll get the buyer in the door off of this list, the buyer, or we're gonna get some information off of this list that's gonna help us make decisions about your listing. And you can tell your sellers this in the listing presentation. I do reverse prospecting. I guarantee you almost no other agent sat in their living room and talked to them about this tool, so it'll set you apart as a professional to your colleagues and to your potential seller clients. I just think it's a great way to show in what is viewed as the ultimate white-collar sales job, just how blue-collar we can be, and how we're able to put a little elbow grease into this thing and make something happen for our sellers. So number 7, it raises awareness around your listing. You know, maybe you start talking to 4 or 5 of these agents and say, all right, well, I see they're not interested, but hey, I'm gonna be having an open house. It starts the conversation about your listing. And if you're doing your job and you're helping to sell your listing, which is number 8 there, other agents will get involved. They'll say, hey, I heard about this, I heard about that. We're all out here, we wanna sell houses. And if the conversation is about your listing, chances are you're gonna sell that house. And that's our job, is to sell our listings. Our job is not to post things in the MLS. Our job is to sell our listings. And this is one great, powerful tool, reverse prospecting, that will help you sell the listings, which is exactly why our clients hire us. They want it sold for the most amount of money in the least amount of time. I know you've all heard that. And this is one way that you can guarantee to your clients that, hey, I am going to get it sold for the most amount of money in the least amount of time, and I do this one extra step that hardly anybody else does. And then you turn around, you demonstrate it to them, and when you get a sale, a direct sale off of that list, make sure you mention it to them. That'll go a long way towards getting referrals, and now we're building a business. All right, so let's jump off of here and let's get into the live demonstration. Thank you so much for paying attention as long as you have. We'll see you on the other side. Okay, so the quickest way to access the reverse prospecting tool is to go into the MLS, go into my listings, and then go into my active listings. If you're lucky, you'll have more than one of these. However, it's okay if you don't. That means the rest of yours are likely pending. And I don't understand. There we go. We've got some focus now. So let's head into this one, and you see I've selected it here, and then the reverse prospecting button is down here towards the bottom. So we click on that, and look at all of these names of people. There's over 90 names here. So you think that's not, I mean, we're at, I believe, about 95 names right here. You think that's not a very powerful tool? These are all agents that have buyers, and you'll see the same name a couple of times on here. That means they have more than one buyer that's a potential match for your listing. So you get this big long list, and it will continue to update. This is a listing I just put in today. So all of these were sent at 11:24 a.m. to these agents' clients. And so at 11:24 a.m., chances are, which by the way, I like to list before noon, because if you go into the afternoon or evening, you might be wasting some time with the days on market. Not a big deal, especially in this seller's market, but it's just best practice. Try to list before that. But you can see it gives you the results for your listing number, and this will update constantly. But like I said, all of these, this was the initial email blast, so there's still going to be new buyers coming on, and we can do some more with that. But what I like to do is take the custom website that I create for each listing that I'll show you in a second. I'll show you for this one since we're on it. But over here, instead of just sending a generic email, I like to grab the phone numbers over there and send the website to the agent that we find using this service, and tell them, hey, you have a client that's a potential match for my listing. After looking at this website, if you want to set up a time for them to go see it, or if you want to share it with them, please let me know what they think, and if they want to go see it, I'd be happy to set up a showing time for you. So let me pull up the property website that I make, and I'll do it for this particular listing so that you can see what I'm going to send to all of these agents in trying to raise awareness for my listing. We'll be right back in just a minute. Okay, so this is the website that I will send the link to for my listing. So as you see when I hit it, it's a professional website. It's got about, features, media, calculator, request a showing button. This is a really nice, it's a one-stop shop for all of your media. It's got your MLS description in there, or maybe you can, there's more space on here to write. So all the features that somebody could want. It looks a little bit different on mobile, but here's a nice video, and it plays, it embeds right there on the site. Wanted to give an example of that, and then all of the photos are listed here, and then of course they can click on it and it'll give them the full size, and then they can just thumb through them there like that. Looks like the internet's not being great. That's okay. And then it's a professional site with a mortgage calculator, and then it's got my contact. This does not link to any other property that's for sale, which is a big deal. Most of these websites that we agents put out are going to link to the rest of all of the properties for sale, and in my eyes it devalues your client's listing. So this is a professional custom website. You can give this link to your clients and they can share it with their friends and family, put it on social media, whatever they want to do with it, and it's only to sell their home. It's not to sell a bunch of other homes. The only link it has is I have my own website down here, and that'll link to all those, but there is nothing on here. There's not other homes, anything like that. that anybody can click on. This is just dedicated to my client's site. And again, I send this primarily to other agents in this reverse prospecting tool. So if you think of the power of that, a well-presented listing on a single property dedicated website going out to what looks to be about 90 agents, probably 80 to 85 different agents, some with several clients. So if you think of the power of that, knowing how many buyers use agents, your buyer is probably somewhere right in here. In fact, there's already a showing on the listing scheduled. And let me see, I'm looking for her name. Yep, right there. The lady that's showing my house is on this list. And so her client saw it before I was able to reach out and talk to her. But the point is that a very likely buyer is in this list somewhere. And guess what? Not all these agents, as good as they are, as on top of it as they might be, are going to see this listing. And their buyers might be busy. It is the fall, it's the school season, we're coming up on the holidays. So it is our job, as I mentioned before, to go ahead and get this stuff in front of people. And this is one really powerful, simple way that we as agents can put some elbow grease into our listings and really help our sellers get these things sold with a tool that's available to us, but not to them. So, all right, let's move right along. I'll be right back with you. Okay, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the quick overview of reverse prospecting, how it works and how it might benefit your business. Whether you like to text or email or I guess send postcards to these offices that the reverse prospecting tool gives you, it does not have a blast out, so it's a very personal one-on-one thing, which I think is an awesome thing to really get the attention of one of your colleagues and say, hey, I'm a professional a real estate agent just like you. I saw you on my reverse prospecting page and I would love to do business with you if your buyer is a match for this home. I know you're busy. I didn't know if maybe you had an opportunity to see this. Here's this website, here's this postcard, here's this email. However you are reaching out to these people, this is a very, very easy way. I say easy, it's simple, but it's not easy. It's time consuming. But the impact is so great on not only your listing, but also your standing as a professional in your community of realtors. Because this stuff does get out where it's like, hey, this guy has his stuff together. He's really working hard. I want to work with this guy. And if you think that doesn't make a difference when you send an offer over to another list agent with your name on it, if you think that your reputation doesn't have something to do with how that agent feels about the offer that they have to present to their seller, you got another thing coming, okay? All of these little things count. And reverse prospecting, when I have an agent send me, say, hey, your buyer is on this list, please share it with them. I'm like, all right, you're hustling, you're doing a good job. I want to work with you. Let me put this in front of my buyer right away. So this is one way that no buyer slip through the cracks of your listing. That is something you need to promise your seller. I won't miss a phone call. I won't miss an email. I won't miss a text message. And I won't miss another agent with a buyer for your home. And this is how you can guarantee that, because the MLS gives you the list. And it's your job to work that list and get the job done for your seller. All right, everybody, get out there and sell some houses. Best of luck to you. If you need any help with any of that, I am happy to coach you. I am happy to work with you. I love to bring new agents along, or maybe some agents that are looking to break out of a rut or something like that. I would love to sit down, talk to you, come up with a personalized plan, and help you reach the next level so that you can reach those great expectations that you had when you became an agent. And you can't spell great expectations without EXP. That is my brokerage, and this was this week's coaching session. All right, talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.